Mexicans usually drink often and drink heavily. It's heavily tied to family. Events such as baptisms, funerals, birth of a new child, as well as festivals and holidays, as we talked about earlier, such as the Independence Day and Cinco de Mayo. Also, in urban areas, drinking is heavily centered around universities, although this alcohol consumption is usually focused around lower quality and lower priced products. Interesting to add that Mexicans tend to consume alcohol in combination with smoking tobacco products. Purchasing behavior, the purchase of alcohol is exclusively done by males, while females are usually in charge of purchasing other consumer and household goods. The alcohol buying decisions are usually left up to males. When alcohol is purchased for the household, it can be found in convenience stores, supermarkets, and in more rural areas it can be found in local mom and pop shops. When they go out to consume alcohol, you can find it in bars and restaurants, at stadiums, or in bullfighting arenas. Interesting to note is some psychographics about our target market. The concept of machismo tends to be a negative attribute of Mexican males, but it tends to encompass sexism, womanizing behavior, the suppression of considered feminine emotions, such as showing sadness or grief, which tends to be negative. But there is a more positive light to it called caballerismo, which comes from medieval Spain. In the days when nobles could buy horses, they would be called caballeros, and they acted in a chivalrous manner. So this encompasses good manners, protection, support of the family, and reverence for women. This gives us an opportunity to tie our product to something like this. If our target market actually identifies with our product, then it will build a greater brand loyalty and create a great opportunity for us. And we talked about our previous experience in Mexico. We talked earlier about Maxium. Maxium was our entry into the market through a 4-person joint venture, which helped us to distribute our product from our facilities in Mexico City.
Now I'm going to talk about our entry strategy. That was supposed to be behind the text. So our entry strategy is based on what Mark just talked about, which is that in 1999 we formed a 4-person joint venture, which was our global distribution, sales, and marketing alliance. 2 companies withdrew, leaving us and 1 other company. After this happened, we decided to form a two-member alliance to distribute our products internationally to shorten our path to market. We wanted to be able to get our products into the market quicker. So our entry strategy into the Mexican market involves using this established chain because we already have many supplier relationships. We have a 2-part strategy which will involve direct exporting from Spain directly to Mexico City via commercial shipping company. Once in Mexico City, we will use our network of subsidiaries, of third-party distribution agents, which already exist. And we decided to do this for several reasons. Direct exporting we have the expertise required. It will give us a lower cost and also enable us to charge us a lower price for our branding. And in addition, we need to be able to directly compete with the domestic brandies that are our main competitors. And so it is essential to use suppliers that are already in the market. And so they already have knowledge of the local environment, buying behavior, things like that. And so we need to use local distributors who also have that same knowledge so they can leverage it.
When entering Grand Independencia into Mexico, we have to talk about the caballerismo that Mark had talked about. This is the product version. It's going to be a brandy from the Jerez region of Spain, and we plan on making a Solera Reserva, which is the medium quality. However, the requirements in Spain are different than the requirements in Mexico for the Solera Reserva. In Mexico, they're slightly less stringent, which allows us to still produce a quality product, however, not necessarily taking the same cost that would be to produce it in Spain. We have to adapt this product to the Mexican market as we are obviously developing it for them specifically. We're going to use labeling that appeals to them in their language, and we're going to make sure that the labeling is done in Mexico by our local factories over there, so that it matches properly with the message we want to send. Again, Gran Independencia connects to the Calabresismo sensation and the feeling of independence and chivalry towards others. We also want to introduce this product on Mexico's Independence Day so we can develop a strong brand equity with the day of Mexico's independence. Additionally, this product will be factored towards more of a mixing strategy instead of drinking on the rocks, because we feel that this will be a first mover advantage for this product, as there are very few mixing brandies. Mexicans, as mentioned before, are very price sensitive, and so price is more important than quality. But again, they are conscious of quality, and they will get the best possible value for their dollar. That is why we want to have a perception of high quality with a lower cost. In order to achieve this lower cost, like I said, we're going to have a higher perception of the brandy, and we're going to do the labeling and packaging in the local market. Distribution, as Becky had talked about, is going to be a direct export along with joint ventures and third-party distribution once we are in Mexico. We feel that we will be a channel captain controlling all of our joint ventures and our distributors, overseeing everything. However, we will not be in direct control of the events. We will focus more towards the urban areas as the population density is there, and we will also try to have our product in as many places as possible so that it's easy for the consumer to go and to get our product. When we advertise, we think that the first place we should go is soccer. Soccer is by far the most popular sport in Mexico. And we think that by sponsoring a club or a team, that we can get a large target market audience for this sponsorship. However, soccer can be very expensive due to its popularity, and there's already much sponsorship to it. As Mark had mentioned, bullfighting still exists in Mexico. They currently have over 400 rings in the country, and it is a very viable option instead of soccer. Public signage, we plan on putting it on the sides of park benches, buses, billboards, wherever we can, just to get the name out there and make it recognized as we are a new product. We decided to go with radio advertisements because the internet, while doubling in the last 5 years, and continuing to grow slowly, is only 22% of the market. Our nature of our ads will focus on mixability and the celebrations of festivals as we plan on introducing it on their Independence Day. This, as you can see, 2 individuals enjoying their afternoon with a bottle of Gran Independencia. Again, like I said, we will launch it on September 16th, Mexico's Independence Day. We plan on having free samples on the booth. We would love to do a huge concert with a very popular Mexican artist to, once again, create the name and recognition along with the company. At the point of sale, we will have mixology tables so that our product can be learned how to mix, because we will have to educate the consumer if we want that first user advantage.
That concludes. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. One brief question, and then we're going to have to switch quickly to the next group.
With regard to production, I know that Spain is a place where you have like a brandy facility. Why did you choose not to create a new production facility, possibly in California or even in Mexico?
There are several reasons. One was to decrease costs. We already have facilities available to us in Spain. In order to create a production facility in America, it would require a whole lot of capital to start it up. And we really want to get into the market right now because we have such a good opportunity with Remy Juancho departing from the market and with this good economic situation in Mexico. In addition, the type of brandy, as Mark talked about in the beginning, or Sebastian talked about, the kind of brandy we're going to be producing is brandy de Jerez, which I know I'm pronouncing wrong. But it's a very specific kind of brandy that is made in this specific region of Spain and is very popular and it has a strong quality. It's also very strongly regulated.